white trash man. I love NASCAR. Goes hand in hand with an ice cold PBR. Ain't got no class. Ain't got no cash. Been on over. You can kiss my white trash. All you white trash folk who like your smoke, gonna step outside, gonna get real high. Ain't got no class, ain't got no cash. Been on over. You can kiss my white trash. Whoa, yeah, boy. Ain't got no class, ain't got no cash. Been on over. You can kiss my white trash. Ain't got no class, ain't got no cash. Ay, let's go.
Yeah. We're doing it. I did the thing where I took a big drink of water right before we started, and it went into my nose. Nothing is right today, Card Man. But you know what? You're here, and that's all right. How you feeling, sir? What's good?
We are good. We are good. Back together, hanging out, doing some talking, looking a little weird.
It's all good. We're not here to, I mean, I don't know what we're here for, but we're not here to judge. I will say, it's one of them things, you know what I mean, where you're just doing what you can. I have noticed you look like you're pretty jihaded up. Well, what's good with that? What's going down?
Getting called in as a contractor.
Good stuff. I don't want to know whose side you're on. I just hope you're making good money. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the CVI.
What's that? Oh, you hit mute. You muted yourself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Guys, we are so happy to be here. Let me just tell you that right now. Ecstatic, stoked to be back in the mix, in the building, doing it fun, doing it large, doing it live. You know what I mean? We're not stopping for nothing. We are making it happen and making it crappin' even. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen.
Is it back on?
There you are. Yes.
I'm smiling under this.
Awesome. And I know you are. And I know you are. And that's the cool part about it. Oh, my gosh, man. How have the last 2 weeks been for you? What's been going on, Card Man? You know what I'm saying?
Warp speed. we've been going at warp speed the past couple
Absolutely.
weeks. Both of us.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, you've been going warp speed on your projects and the things you got going. And on the big project, probably one of the biggest projects of my life that's coming up. I'm getting ready for it.
Are you excited?
So doing a lot of packing,
Sure.
a lot of loading, a lot of minimalizing.
There you go.
Right? It's gonna be a
Right.
smaller life. What
When
happens
you
to a
get
contractor?
well, and yeah, no, and it can be tricky. You know what I'm saying? But by the same token, when you find out that you're happier with less, it's crazy because our whole life we're taught more equals better. You know what I mean? More this, more that. You know, more equals more. More equals more happiness. But that's not always the case. And a lot of times, sometimes, you know, less can equal more. Less obligation, less shit you got to worry about.
Yeah.
Happier life. So, yeah, man.
And that's different people, different mixes. You know, whatever floats your boat. You know, if it is the chase of riches and wealth, then cool. You know, go for it. But that's just not my path.
Right.
Other people, we all have our own. And mine's just, I want a simpler one. I just want to live, experience, have memories, make friends, new friends
Yes.
in a new environment where there's so much positivity.
Where the Oklahoma City Thunder is the national NBA champ, son. What?
Attaboy, Shy. Attaboy. Hey, and I called it, remember? I sent you that text. And ain't that weird?
That's true. Yeah.
I'm going to unjihad here. I'm going to unjihad. Here we go.
We
Now,
need to get
this is how hard I was going. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm contracting, bro.
Woo! Inshallah. Brah. I don't. That's not what they say at all. That was Mexican. That wasn't.
Yeah, that was a fiesta.
That's what
There they got that tongue in there and they got the high pitch. But I ain't worried about the sounds. It's the smells.
Whatever it is, man. I got new shades. Know what I'm saying? I don't know if you noticed. You know what I'm saying? But I'm fresh. I'm fresh with the new shades. I got these in Las Vegas, Nevada, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Where big gamblers big gamble. What you know about it? You've muted yourself, sir. He's muted himself.
How about now?
Oh, and you're back, ladies and gentlemen. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. And he's back. Making it happen, making it crap, and he doesn't care. He's doing it. He's doing it to it. And that's the key, man. That's that's what it is really all about. So, yeah.
It's been fun 2 weeks, man.
You know, man, I've been 9 states in 12 days. And then some little fun medical mishap right on the tail end of that, man. So I am just I am getting back into the groove. I also got admonished as we were setting up for today. People go, "You guys are late." You know what? Late is a concept. Late is a relative idea.
Perception.
Late compared to who and where. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I think we're right on time if we're here and we're on time. Yes, exactly.
Here's the motto, yo, everybody. I'll just give it to you straight. And there's actually a buddy of mine that I worked a long time with, and he knows that this is the rule of life with me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, exactly when I'm supposed to be there.
I love that, and I love that. Shout out to Superfan in the building.
What up now, dog?
Good to see you, dog. I hope you are having a great time there in Vegas today. Getting ready for all the fun and festivities. You know what I mean?
Well, tonight's the fun night. Tonight's a fun night.
Is tonight a fun night?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
tonight. Wednesday night's the pool night, I believe.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
know
fun
they get a
part.
lot going on. And so, yeah, man, honestly, I just hope he has a great time. I mean,
And the food.
do they feed
And
you
the
out
food.
there? Or you just mean Vegas in general?
Just out there in Vegas in general. The food.
Yeah, man. I was just there. Ate at Guy Fieri's restaurant. It was delicious. It was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, man. Got the ribs. We got the big bacon and cheeseburger. It was great, dude. It was amazing.
Nice.
I highly recommend it. I wanted to go to Chef Ramsay's Fish and Chips. Didn't have time. Wanted to, didn't have time. But yeah, man, we did some fun stuff while we were out there for sure. So
Yeah, you did. Because I talked to you a couple times.
oh, of
I
course
got
you
to hear
did.
a couple things. You know, it was
Of
awesome.
course you did, dog. Got to meet up with some
Awesome.
people that I'm getting in trouble for being friends with, which that's fair. But hey, here's the thing about it. And people don't know about me. Like I'm different, right? So if you tell me I can't be friends with somebody, I'm going to be that much more friends with them. And if you tell me people are calling you, telling you, don't talk to me because I'm connected to somebody else, see, that makes me think that other dude's the jerk. Because I would never call you and tell you who you can and can't talk to. That's not my place in life. You're your own man or woman. And I would never say, don't talk to this person or don't talk to that person because that's not my place. Plus, that might hurt you. I don't know what opportunities that other person has, specifically and especially if I don't talk to them. I have no idea what they have to offer, nor do I care. All I care about is you not getting what they have to offer. The most important thing to me is hurting them via taking you from them. Who gave that control over you to them? That would be my question. At what point does some random who's more in with some bullshit thing get to tell you who you can and can't talk to when you go, okay, that's nuts to me. How about you go fuck off? I'll talk to who I like to talk to because it's a free country and it's free speech. And just because none of us seem to be holding down the principles of the founder of our company, which is free speech, say what you feel, talk to whoever you want, talk your shit, but back it up. Somehow that doesn't work with Power Slap. And it's all fucking high school. Who's the most popular? The fact that people are calling fighters, telling them not to talk to me when I don't even really hardly talk to fighters. Wow, dude. Wow. But that's okay, man, because, attorneys might be on the phone. People,
How's it taste?
you know what I'm saying? It's fun to,
I mean,
oh, no, I'm used to it.
no,
But
I know, but I'm saying
what I
in this
find
specific,
shocking is how liable these dummies are. They don't understand that there are actual rules. No matter how much you want this to work out for you and your way and control it all and control all the people, there are laws in place. And if you are a publicly registered company, right, and you are somebody who, is not giving press releases out to all the press to keep an equal footing, but you're feeding all your information to one group, and then that group is telling other fighters not to talk to you and not sharing that information or blocking you from getting that information, you can sue for damages legally because they're actively hurting your business. They are actively going out to hurt your business. It's called damages. And in insurance and in law, it's a big deal. In real estate, it's a big deal. Meaning, if I go to somebody and go, don't do business with Vern because he's bad, that's not only slander. That's not only slander, but that's damages. Because if I can prove you cost me money, if I can prove that, say, oh, I don't know, I'm part of the Rumble Creator Program, and part of what I do is interview folks, and I can prove that you also do the same thing I do, which is interview folks for your money. And you've told these people not to work with me, hence hurting my business and attacking my business and costing me money for no reason. I've done nothing to you. You've had no conversation. And even if I have said shit about you, you've clearly said shit about me. But now you're telling me I'm not allowed to work. You're controlling my ability to be successful in this business. That's called damages, not just slander, but damages to my business. And if you're damaging my business, you can tell keep going. Keep telling people not to talk to me, please. Keep telling people if you're media, if you're official media, if you're interviewing people and you have a little name and you're media and you're telling other people you interview, not to talk to me, and you're blocking me and you have exclusive media that the company is solely providing for you and you're blocking me from getting it as a news source, that's damages. You're hurting my business without my say. I am allowed to have this information that's public. And if I'm not allowed to have this information, it shouldn't be public info. And if it is public info that is, I don't know, the kind of decisions that decide whether you buy tickets, like if Paige Van Zandt is fighting or not, still haven't seen anything on the official Power Slap website. You know what I mean?
Thought it was
Now,
no.
maybe there are guys that
I
have
thought she was
blocked
no.
me. Maybe there are some guys that have blocked me. But see, here's the thing. If you are officially releasing Power Slap news that can affect ticket buyers' decisions, and you're only releasing it through one source, that source does not legally get to block you. Because if they do, that's then unfair business advantage. This is simple business. So y'all keep doing your shit. Y'all keep acting up. Y'all keep acting cute. I need the money.
Here's my thing, man. That since I've been around, I don't know why the fuck everybody just can't work together. That's my thing. Why can't everybody just work together to bring it up, to make it bigger, to make it branch out, give it, different.
Right? Absolutely. Hold on, I'm seeing Superfan in a thing. Oh, Superfan's in the car. There you go. I see Superfan in the car. Awesome. What was that? 6 minutes ago. Yeah. So either they're listening to us or Superfan was like, oh shit, Mike's mad. Let me shut that shit off.
That's my thing, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand the when you're beginning the sport, you want as many positive outlets that are doing things, showing things, promoting, talking about. I feel like you want as much as that as you can get.
Agreed.
And so that's why me being Cardman, I don't understand why everybody can't do that. It would make it bigger. You'd have more eyes. You would get more followers, all different places. Get more views, everybody. It needs to go back to PS6, PS7, PS8, where everybody's working together to lift everybody else up. Everybody working together through social media, through actual interactions in person, to help each other with like pictures or handshakes or discussions or whatever. That's what it used to be. That's what I love. That's what I love. That's what made me feel like it was a family. No matter how dysfunctional that family was, it was still a family back at 6, 7, and 8. Everybody. I mean, the way they helped me out, and then in turn, I would give them things. I mean, it was just that's how it was, and it's not necessarily like that no more.
Yeah.
Feels like a Catholic church now. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Really,
No,
I just mean
good.
real strict. Real. I mean, it's just real secretive and strict now.
It's just different. We can at least say it's different. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. You know what I mean? So
that was Cardman's opinion, yo, and everybody out there. That was Cardman's opinion. So
awesome.
do what you do.
Heck yeah.
Because I'm all about happiness, kindness, sharing, caring. I want to be that hippie. I want to be that tree hugger. I just am forced into being a warrior right now. That's all.
Well, man, you gotta think about the overall. You know what I mean? You gotta
The
think
end
about the
game.
and you gotta also understand um this is new to a lot of people. We're not new to this, man. We've been in the entertainment business for a long time. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? We've been in the, show business. It's that simple. You know what I mean? We've been in show business for a very long time. So, because we've been in show business a long time, a lot of the things that are crazy to us, right? That we're like, that's freaking crazy. Like, no one would behave like that. Like, you can't do like that's not good for business. Like, whoever is in whatever position telling you not to talk to other media, you understand if you are a musician or a comedian or an actor or a writer or a poet or, a producer or anything like that, if anybody in media told you you don't talk to other media, don't talk to other media, you would be like, you're out. That person would be out. Because one, it's illegal and you can sue, literally going, hey, the damages. For some reason, this person who's competing with me in this industry is taking our assets, which are the people we interview and our access to the fighters, and they're saying you don't get that if you want it over here. So you're stopping me from building and being as successful as you. Now, in addition to that, if you are the actual promotion and you're only feeding your information to one group of people, and those people get to decide who they disseminate it to, and it's not public information and it should be public, once again, you open yourself up to a lawsuit. And if you have entertainment lawyers in LA right now chomping at the bit because they know that the owner of the company is a billionaire and they would love to serve some lawsuits, maybe you just keep doing what you're doing. You guys keep making those dirty behind the back phone calls and telling people who they can and can't talk to. You keep hurting the fighters by limiting their access to people who are fans and who are media that want to promote them. You keep hurting the fighters. You keep hurting your competition, other media. You keep soaking up special shit that makes you liable because you're not allowing it publicly. And you keep blocking people you just don't like, saying that they don't get access to their favorite sport because that sport's decided to serve you only the information, and you've decided to use that as an unfair advantage against your competition. So you keep doing all that, and let's just see where this goes. I'm excited.
You're big ballin'.
I'm excited.
You're big ballin', bro.
All right, we got some pews in the building. Shout out Amy. Shout out Bernie. Shout out everybody listening in. We love you, and we appreciate you. Raiden, boom.
There's my boy. I love him. Love
Raiden
that
up
guy.
here. Shout out to my brother, Nebraska assassin, Vern. What man? He said your whole name.
My boy, though, I really love Raiden. Raiden really has a heart of flipping gold, man.
Yeah.
Raiden, I mean, he really does, and he just wants his shot. That's it. He wants his chance to get up there and bah, you know. I mean, and he's dedicated. He's worked. I know a PS12, man. There's some controversy about some of the, it was on like the social media, but he gave everything he had to be there at PS12.
He did. Absolutely.
That's love, man. That's respect. Nobody does that.
Well, I mean, and that's, we were
That's
talking
smart.
about that. I was surprised. Like, they don't even give fighters, like, okay, it's International Fight Week, right? So they're all fighting on Friday, the Power Slap fighters. And then Saturday's the huge UFC event. They don't even give them tickets, I heard.
No, not usually.
Like, not even nosebleeds. Like, here's 2 tickets for you, dog, because you're part of this family. You know what I mean? Like, they
No.
don't even do that. Come
Well,
on,
I'll tell you,
man.
Eric. I'll tell you. Let me share a little story with you, because those guys do everything they can to get there. They'll go hungry. They'll sleep wherever somebody will let them sleep, or they'll spend their rent or house payment or whatever on a hotel room. I mean, they're dedicated, and that is why I had second row seats at every event, right? Maybe this will get me kicked out of these buildings also now, but I'm going to share a story. And it happened more than once with more than one fighter. And they were hungry. Hungry. They didn't ask me to go get them a whiskey. They didn't ask me to go get them that. They wanted a hamburger or a piece of pizza. And since I'm in, you know, since I spent my whole life saving on second row, I'm able to go and get the buffet stuff.
Yeah.
So I would go and I would get whoever asked me for whatever when it was something just so they could have sustenance in their gut. I flippin' did it because I'm a gangsta.
Well, we take care of the people that take care of us, understanding none of this happens without those guys and the sacrifice they're willing to make.
Exactly.
None of this happens. We're not here. Nobody who's in the suite right now, you know what I mean, swinging their, thing is here. No one telling me who I'm allowed to talk to or what posts I'm allowed to share. None of this matters without the fighters showing up and sacrificing to show up. None of this matters without that. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have so much respect for all the fighters.
Look at Ray Dinner right there, man. He said he almost didn't make it, and you broke him off some food. That is real, dog. The fact that
love you, bro. I love you.
Man, I'm gonna leave it there. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, and we understand it is what it is. But I think you should be taking care of your athletes. I know for a fact there's no UFC fighters going hungry. Even, you know what I mean, the first guys making their debuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have access to a table of
I got to talk to my cousin, bro. I got to get him. He's got to start paying these guys more. He's got to start taking care of these. My cousin Dana.
Yes, your cousin Dana White, yes.
Yeah. Yo, let's go ahead and let's go down let's get this DNA thing going. Let's go down the genealogy. I bet you, cousin, what's up? Look at us.
Hey, speaking of that, let me ask, man, what are your thoughts on John Jones retiring? That was some news that hit while we were away.
John Jones is a myth. John Jones needs some help. John Jones has that CTE like a mofo.
My man Raiden says, I got some news I haven't let out yet that's important for my career. And no matter whether it's negative or positive, I'm going to put on a show for you guys no matter where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby.
That'd be Raiden.
Let's get it. It's always positive, brother.
Yeah.
It's always a step forward, man. Never, you know what I mean? It's never negative. It's always positive. You understand there's no such thing as a positive current without a negative current. You know what I mean? That is life.
Yes. And that's, keep driving, keep fighting, keep grinding. Because you never know what the next place, door, opportunity is. You just keep flipping, going. Keep your mouth running. Keep your workouts going. Keep your social media on. Be up their ass. I mean, I told McKinney the same thing a year and a half ago when he was upset about the standings because he was people were losing and going ahead of him.
Yeah.
So I just told him the same thing. Talk a lot. Be up their ass. It's turning into WWF wrestling more than it is the old school power slap 6, 7, and 8.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Rant over. You can go.
No. I was listening. And
it's my whole opinion because everybody thinks that shit's great. Oh, this is so awesome. This is great. Oh, yeah. No. They had their league. They did their thing. They weren't good enough to stay around. Yes, there's some names. Holly. I know the Holly. I loved her when she was wrestling, right? But no. This is an everyman sport.
Yep.
Boom. This is not, hey, let's give it to somebody that everybody knows. Because you know what? Is all you're doing then, that thing they did on MTV with the clay. the famous MTV clay fighters. Do you remember that on MTV? And they
Yep.
would have famous people fighting each other. That's all this turned out to be. This ain't even
Celebrity
fun.
death match.
Celebrity deathmatch. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And that's all this is.
I hear you, and you know that's the thing that I'm concerned about is you know, and
I'm
people
fired
get
up.
mad when you even talk about this stuff. And this is what drives me crazy is that fighters get mad when you even talk about this stuff. And I don't understand that because somebody should be bringing it up, and that is, you know, I've heard that they're clearing out the contracts. Okay. So, you know, the thought there is that they want to bring in, and I mean, they have Hollywood Haley J now, who's arguably a bigger name than Paige Van Zandt. You know, and in certain circles, she absolutely is. My problem is I'm such an MMA nerd, you know, that I've known Paige forever, but Hollywood, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hollywood is big, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, I
she's
didn't put
gangster,
together.
man. She's a mouth. She's a mouth.
Yeah, man. Yep. There's something special about being at the origin of a sport. Seems like Raiden didn't got enough followers. I think I've said too much, but I'd love to fight again. These motherfuckers ain't stopping me. No, they are not. Well, and that's our goal, man. That's our goal here with these outcasts and these people that everyone's telling you not to talk to. I think they're worried because we're gonna be honest with you, and we're gonna try to help you find another spot. If you're a slap fighter and you want to slap fight, Power Slap is not the only promotion. Right now, it might be the best paying promotion right now, but who knows how long it's going to be around and what they're going to do with it. It might look very different in a year. They might only be using pro wrestlers and people like that and creating storylines that are silly, fake. You know what I mean? You slept with my sister and I'm going to slap you now. And like, I see that's where it's going. I do. Which
Then
works for us because we were characters in the first place. And they kept saying they needed characters. Boom. So you get
it won't be around in a year then. It won't be around in a year.
Not like it is now. Not like it is now. I agree. So
look at how much I look like fucking Dana White.
I know. I know. With the beard. With
Genetics,
the beard.
bro. Genetics. Cousin.
Just lucky.
Yeah, to be this ugly? Kidding me?
I said lucky. I said just lucky.
No, but I mean it. I'm being honest. To be this ugly, that ain't lucky. I mean, it's like looking in a mirror when I see Dana. You know, I mean, it ain't lucky being this ugly.
That's funny. It ain't lucky being this ugly. It's
hey, you know something about
would
me?
Would you say it's a blessing more so than ugly?
Oh, I was blessed by that ugly tree, getting hit by every branch on the way down. So I guess it's blessed by wood.
Sure.
But being ugly is fun because it's ugly, scary to people. They like pretty. You know, they really like pretty in the Power Slap crowd. I ain't that pretty.
That's
I'm
fair.
Okay. You know, I'm okay with that. And I ain't that politically correct. And, you know, I usually say what I think and I make my picks. And I love all the fighters. All of them.
Yep.
But I've pissed a few of them off before.
Fair.
Because, I would say I would take this guy, or it felt like I was being more of this fighter's on their side, and that's happened with a few times with a few fighters. So, that's cool, though, if you think about it.
Right.
That they interact like that. And I felt bad because it was like I hurt their fucking feelings, man. Because I picked the other fighter over them. So, I did. I felt bad. But that's the way the sport went. That's how it should be. And that is never where it's going with pulling in all these scrubs.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
That people don't want to watch anyway. Sorry. I want to watch the friends I made over the last 8 fights. The people that I was close to, the people that were close to me, the people that helped me, the people that lifted me up, people that would do that kind of thing. These people don't do that kind of thing that they're bringing in. They're going to cut that completely off. And your everyday hillbilly ain't going to watch. Really, the people that watch, that love it, I think they'll quit watching.
Really?
If they don't, then they are not an OG original.
Oh. You going to the show this week? He asked.
Had a boy.
Uncle D said, almost
Good.
didn't want to go, but I got a call from Frank and Erica. And like I said, things will happen sometime soon. Haven't told anyone. That's cool.
Trust it.
He loved Fernie. He will fight for you. When you're cool with everyone, the fight game can be thin-skinned. That is true. Yeah. That is very true. Imagine knowing these guys and maybe wanting to get matched up. They think I'm a dick to want to fight. I just want to be the greatest slap fighter ever. And I agree. And that's the problem. This has become a limited hangout social club. It's become a who's cool enough. It's not a sport where the best athletes win and the media gets equal access, and whoever does the best information gets the followers. You know what I mean? It's not that, because there are people with far less followers that don't even cover the sport of slap fighting unless there's a fight. And we know, because look at the last 2 months. They were hardly doing anything. We were out there. We're doing our podcast. I'm still doing Power Slap every week. Even if all we had was we heard there might be a fight somewhere, we're still covering the fighters, interviewing fighters, promoting the sport, right? These other guys diss a fucking peer. It's funny how the people telling you not to talk to us don't care about you unless you're fighting and there's something they can get out of it. Unless there's some clout they can get for being close to you.
That's why I was always close to, and I stay close to like a Donnie and Jackie and stuff, because it was just, things were real.
I mean, I got to get your speaking of that, I got to get your opinion on that, because you're close with Jackie, right? Or you know her personally, you have a relationship. Okay,
well, as far as any fan can be, and I actually call her family, when we
friend,
each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But
that's cool. And the same with Raiden. And
but
that's
what's going on? What's your question?
So she's really mad at Terry. Like a lot of people are really mad at. She's mad at Terry for calling out Paige.
Yeah, well, Paige and Jackie are very close.
Well, and I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying what I don't understand, and this is what I posted. So Raiden wants to know if you're going to be in town this weekend.
No, dude. I can't. I had to sell everything. If you notice in the back, there's a lot of empty spots all over them walls. That wall, that was the Power Slap wall. Remember Power Slap wall? It's completely loaded up in a tote right now. Because I'm leaving this place.
Where did you find its new home?
And I'm gonna go to a new home. So
I
had to sacrifice that to do what I'm going to do.
Right.
But what I'm going to do is going to be a lot more happy and a lot more positive as far as, between fights or at fights or anything like that. I won't say that I'm never coming back, because I think Louisiana sounds pretty smoking.
Right.
Even if just go to Louisiana, love that. New Orleans, let's go. So, and you never know when I might show up. This one I'm taking off. But yeah, I'll be back. Unless I'm banned.
They can't ban you as a fan. They legally can. If you've done nothing, if you've done nothing to harm the promotion, they cannot. It's illegal. You can sue them.
I can still buy a ticket and go. But
what I'm saying is, if they ban you from buying a ticket, you know what I'm saying. So,
and I got ways around that anyway.
I'll be at 14 with someone that hasn't been announced. Oh yeah, well, and I'm trying to get to 14 too. One, mainly because it's not in Vegas, and you know what I mean. A lot of I think a lot of people won't be there. And it's closer to me geographically and you. So, and I got home. We got Michael Mann in Louisiana. So yeah, man, you know what I mean. But yeah, 14 is exciting. And once again, and I'll be honest, I was trying to get there. Clearly, we got lots of stuff going on. I just got back from a 9-state 2-week tour, so it was hard to jump right back on a plane. But we got lots of stuff going on, and yeah, babyface, power slap. You know what I'm saying? Anthony, and then Luke, and honestly, also, man, my 3 favorite fighters are fighting at this. Man, I want to.
Yeah, there's some good.
It's gonna suck.
There's good fighters on this card.
Yeah, man.
There's fighters that people want to see on this card.
Right.
I do believe there's some unbalanced bouts.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are exciting.
Setups.
Yeah, there are a couple of them that excite me as far as who knows who's going to win, and then there's a few that I think are all locked in. Let me pull that up real fast.
And here's the thing too. If if anything ever is put out, that Jackie doesn't agree with, Jackie's not going to stay silent, man. Ever, 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 ever. That's just her.
Right.
She's going to jump in and seriously, bro. Here. I don't know if I should. I hope this doesn't make her mad, but I'm going to say this. I went to Invicta Fight to watch her fight. I just love both of them, Patrick and Jack. I really do. And I was sitting next to Katharina after the fights. She's the slap fighter also, Katharina, the redhead. And she had fought her at the previous power slap. And I'm just chatting with her a little bit about power slap and stuff. And I was talking about how nice everything is and how family everything is. And then I said, but it's kind of nice because it seems like all the girls are pretty nice. They're all real cool and nice and happy. And then she gave me kind of like a side eye a little bit, and I go, yeah, I guess Jackie can kind of be a mean bitch sometimes, I suppose. That's what I told Catherine, because man, she's a tough woman, and going to Olympic trials, and getting really close to being the Olympian,
Right.
and then having the friends that she does have that are in that sport. Wrestling's the big thing in her life, knowing Jackie and just knowing her, that's been her whole life's been wrestling and beating up boys, so she's a warrior princess, bro. Anybody ever says anything bad, she gonna say something.
Nice.
I love you both.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Hold on, I'm looking at something. Give me a second here. I'm looking at something. And yeah, no, she just she was unhappy because he called out what's her name?
Paige.
Paige.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, do we need that? Like, is that something that's important or no? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, it was okay. On one hand, for Terry, it was entertainment, and it was. It's a good way to draw some views. She's a big name, so to be able to talk about that subject. And I see that business viewpoint, but then I also see the other viewpoint of somebody not liking that kind of business angle.
Right.
And I don't care either way. It ain't me. I'm just saying both sides of it. Yeah. Fucking middleman all the time. That's me. I like everybody, man. I do.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, and that's the thing.
I can't
like
think of
everybody
anybody
too.
I don't like. Even ones that I used to not like, I became to like them.
Right.
Right. But that was my angle. That's what I was trying to do. I wanted to be friends with everybody. I wanted, to be able to give them things that nobody else could with the cards and make those connections with all of them. So
And you did.
yeah, I did. It was so fun. That part was so fun. It really was. See, now I never got into the podcasting side, really. It was just they would just see me every now and then on the TV and stuff, the way I dress, and the beard, of course, the beard. But yeah, man, I never got into. I never really got into the politics of it somehow. Now I got into the politics of, let's say, sponsors. I got into big politics and power slap sponsors and stuff. That got messy. But other than that, they're not fighters, so I don't give a shit. It's a company. I don't care about a company. I care about people and people that have cared about me. So,
right. And that's the most important thing. You know what I mean? I think. Let's see here. If I can do this. I'm working for us here, dog. I promise you that. Okay, that should work.
Well, I look good today, bro.
You do look good.
I woke up feeling dangerous, yo. I woke up feeling dangerous. I've been hearing about these. I've been hearing about these little groups of tyrants that want to run around. So they say they want to come to my house and they want to take my stuff and hurt me. Ha ha! Come on, boys.
That's crazy. Come get some. Come get some.
Well,
man,
did you see my post the other day about the World War III? And I was dead serious. That's exactly how I feel about it. If it happens, it happens. There's nothing anybody can do about it. So live, be happy. Happy till you can't be. That's why I look like General MacArthur at 89.
I'm
Wait
just realizing. Sorry, dog. I'm just. Hold on. Let me check something here.
I'll go. Right. Get it? Oh, wrong way. Almost wrong way. Oh. Coochie, coo, Michael.
These motherfuckers, Doug. Just so you know, they double blocked me. I'm not even following. There's a certain group of folks I'm not even following on their page. Like I'm not. I don't officially. You know what I'm saying? Have them on, and I haven't officially liked them on Facebook, and they have officially blocked me on Instagram. And that's cool. But now that I see, I'm just double checking to make sure they've actually blocked me here too, because you cannot say that you can't have exclusive information being released solely through your company that would cause people to make purchasing decisions and give yourself an unfair advantage with information that should be public that you're not allowing to be public, and you're blocking certain people from having. That's illegal. I mean, straight up illegal. And so keep blocking me, bro. Keep blocking me. Let's go. Let's go. And you act like I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's shocking. Wow.
You would know more about that stuff than me, though.
Oh, absolutely.
That business stuff. Just like I know different sides of life than you. You know a lot of different sides of life than me.
Well, I know about entertainment, and I know about entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know about entertainment law, and I know the fact that, and I know media, right? It's like media. You have to put this. That's why there's a press wire. You don't share exclusively. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the way it works. If you, as an organization, are going to only release information, right, that could specifically cause people to make a purchasing decision or not, you know what I'm saying? And you literally don't allow people to have the information, You're hurting those people. Now, if you're telling others not to work with other media, that's damages. I can sue you for damages. You're not allowed to tell others not to work with me if I'm your competition. You know what I mean? If you say, I'm going to hurt your career as a slap fighter if you talk to Mike, or if you talk to Terry, I, as media, will not cover you, right? I'm going to hurt you if you talk to other media, so you only talk to me. That's actually illegal.
Okay.
Easily provable illegal.
Here's a simpler way of putting all that, I think. Let's go contractors and bids.
Exactly.
Okay, let's just say it like that, you know. When you're trying to build a business and do things, you get all these contractors coming in. You have to take different contractors and their opinions, their prices and that stuff, you know, and then you build your building with whoever you chose, but you got to have all the bidders included.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's cool, man. I
That's-
mean, you can decide who you disseminate your information to, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you say that you are the authority news, okay, you can't block people from getting that information to hurt them because you have a personal issue with them. Okay. And if people have threatened you from Slap News, literally, you've done a live show and people were threatening, going, show up at this and we will hurt you. Show up at the Slap News event, and you post, they threatened us, and then they block you after threatening you, and then say that they're above it all. That's some bullshit, man. So it's fine.
And that's what, that's one thing that sucks, because they did do me good.
Yeah, well, you need to call them then. You need to ask them. You need to ask them if they understand that if they are a public media outlet and they're blocking people from public media information because they don't like them, that's illegal. You're stopping my free speech. That's literally illegal to do. You know what I mean? That's literally illegal to do.
Dude,
so, like, in the same way that if you have a record out and you go to Clear Channel radio stations and you do interviews and they go, we will not talk to you and we will hurt your career if you go talk to the other radio stations, you know, Renda Broadcasting, you know, or whatever the case. It's like, what are you
KMOR, FM 92.9.
Exactly. It's like, what are you talking about? I can't go to other radio stations and promote my product. What are you talking about? How dare you tell me I can't? Because as a fighter, you're the product. What you provide is the product. And I don't think you understand. A lot of fighters understand that. And people telling you you don't get to promote your product to others because I say, that's illegal. That is illegal. And especially if you are a news source. If you call yourself a news source and you have specific information that no one else can get that would determine whether people buy tickets, and you blocking people from getting that information, you are actively blocking people from getting that information. And you're the only one that's providing it, and you brag about how you get the exclusive information, but you're blocking people from having it that are also media, and you're stopping people in media because you have an unfair advantage. Yeah, that's the problem. So,
and that radio station, that's a dead radio station. That was from my teenage years. There's no shout outs on that one.
There's no shout outs on the dead radio station.
Yeah, that radio station's dead.
Nice.
Oh, we're all good. That was my teenager one, bro. Yeah, I mean, it is very, very cutthroat in every stage, in every place, in the whole fucking bit.
Yeah, they blocked me on Facebook. And that's crazy because I never even talked to them. They blocked me on Facebook, though. Wow. 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 That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't understand all this, to be honest.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, I don't understand why everybody just can't fucking work together to make the thing grow.
Oh, yeah, no, that's why they're destroying the sport. That's why you have a bunch of motherfuckers, like, you know, sitting there and going hungry, and a bunch of new fighters coming, and the old fighters aren't getting shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine, man. I'm just tripping. Slap News had no reason to block me on Facebook. None. You know what I mean? Clearly, they were watching my show last night. Clearly, they watched the show. That's cool. I'm glad you watched the show. Hi, Slap News. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I mean that helps. You get your view algorithms. That helps your algorithm views.
so now that they did that, it's about okay, that's fine. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
that just happen?
Yeah, I was not blocked last night. But the thing is, of course, I know how to get around this stuff. These dummies think that if they hit the block button, there's no way to ever see anything they're doing ever. And, because, well, they're amateurs at this game. If they weren't amateurs at this game, they wouldn't be doing it the way they're doing it. And that's fine. That's fine, Corey. But I am going to have to do a lawsuit. I'm also going to have a little fun, too. We're going to see if you can answer for what you're doing. We're going to see if you have to pay me money or if we go to trial. And if we go to trial and see that Slap News is providing you information no one else has, like Paige Van Zandt canceling, and people bought tickets on that, you're the only one, and then you block people, so they might go expecting to see Paige Van Zandt because you blocked them after they bought tickets, and you're the only one, and you're bragging about having that exclusive information, well, that's cool. But we'll sue Dana White, and we'll sue Power Slap, and we'll sue you, and we'll see what happens. What's going to happen, I don't know. But we'll go to court and see, because I'm willing to bet that's antitrust. I'm willing to bet you guys are competition and not playing fair. I'm willing to bet I have damages. I'm willing to bet I have messages in my inbox now of fighters saying they're told not to talk to me or Terry. And if Terry's in on that lawsuit, and if there's more
I'm out. I'm out of lawsuit. I ain't no lawsuit for me.
Well, then you need to call them and ask them why they're tripping. Because all I need is 4 people for a class action. And if I can get 4 people together, either fighters who can prove they've been damaged or media sources that have proved they've been damaged, then guess what? I have a class action lawsuit, and good luck. Come at me. Come at me.
I get that, but I ain't having that kind of stuff for me. I mean,
Fine.
you guys get your group together. That's fine, but I'm out. I just, man, like I said, I just want to live happy.
Yeah, but that's because they're not hurting your business and hurting your ability to feed your family and make a living. If they were doing that, you might feel a little differently. So,
Well, I would feel the way I do about the people that treat me like that, because I do have people that treat me like that.
So, yeah, and
I have those feelings for them.
But at least you get money out of the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
So there's that. But
hell yeah, dog. What do you do when you got?
So I want to get money out of the deal too. You know what I mean?
Money. Okay. Yeah.
These people think they can just block me. You know what I mean? Why are you blocking me? You don't have to have a reason. I can just block you. But I'm a main media source. Okay, well, I'm a media source too. Who's telling you? And who are you telling not to work with me? And why are you blocking me? You know what I mean? As of last night, I never said nothing on your Facebook ever. I said nothing on your Facebook account. I actually said nothing on your Instagram account. I supported you. But I said nothing on your Facebook account ever. And I'm looking at it for news because you brag about being news and you want people to look at you. But somehow you don't want me to look at you. And so you don't allow me as a business a fair shot at the information. You hide the information from me because you're a news source. But see, if you're an official news source, what you put out is public and I'm allowed to use it, right? But are you not a news source? Because if you're not,
so long as you give them the credit, I think you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Legally.
Exactly.
I do that shit with clips.
They don't understand how this works. And I understand they don't understand. I mean, Corey brags about he met a guy in a hotel who, because he's like a toy athletic shoe rep. You know what I mean? He goes to stores and then he's a wholesale rep guy. And you know what I mean? So that's fine. You know what I mean? Whatever. He's a wholesale rep shoe guy and he met one of the Power Slap people in a hotel and here he is. And that's fine. He doesn't understand entertainment and how this works. And that's, once again, dude, I'm tired of this, dude. I'm really, really tired of being treated like shit. I did nothing wrong. Even the fighters are like, you did nothing wrong. I'm like, I know. They threatened me. And instead of them going, sorry that this dude threatened you, he was over his skis. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't like anybody threatening anybody.
They
I don't like
bullied
any
you.
of that.
They bullied you at your own event. They bullied you.
Not how I took it.
Well, you said
I mean,
you
I
leaned
did whatever
over and they
happened,
pushed
happened.
you.
Yeah, putting his hand across my chest just because I'm in a picture, but I don't give a fuck.
You don't think that's
That
bullying?
dude don't matter to me. He don't matter to me. He don't make a shit to me.
Well, it's not that he matters to you. It's that there are other people. And regardless of how you feel about it, it's about fairness. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about the fucking power slap money game. We have a lot more going on.
There ain't no money game in it.
And, well, I'm the only one I know making money because I'm smart enough to figure it out. And if more people would listen to me and work with me, we could all make money. But everybody's too busy doing this bullshit that pisses me off. And that's fine. Oh, no, Corey's getting paid. Oh, no, Corey's getting paid by Power Slap. Don't you think he's not? Just wait till we get to do the exploration in the court case. Unless he just hits me with a check and unblocks me and we're all friends, we get to go to court over this. And then we get to do exploration. And then we get to see where his money's coming from and who's giving him the information. And if it is, in fact, Power Slap that's solely feeding them and they get to choose who they disseminate public information, ticket purchasing information to. So half of the people in the world, if they're not following this side competitive news organization because it's not released on a wire, it's not released to all sports media, it's only released to these guys, and these are and it's not released on their website, and it's not released on their social medias, and it's solely and exclusively only released on these one guy's media platform, then Power Slap is not allowing media to compete, not allowing media to cover it, hurting the fighters, hurting their reach, hurting the people that could follow them, and hurting our ability to make a living and do a good job for Power Slap, the fighters, and the entire slap game. So I have a case I can make that not only is that not fair, but that's illegal, because if you are a public company breaking public information, you cannot block people from the public information you're sharing. And if you are blocking people from public information, you're impeding on their right to free speech. You're not allowing them to have the entire information. Now, if this information is classified, that's one thing. But Paige Van Zandt not fighting at Power Slap after she was on the poster, I think that's something that everyone should know, don't you?
Well, yeah, that, yeah. I mean, that's just fair. Now here's another.
Now, what about
simple way of putting some things here? Simple way. What? Insider trading.
Yep.
They just give them the underground information and then they cash in, and everybody else gets a broomstick up the yang. That's what it is. How I see it.
Yeah, man.
I think they're getting paid. I think they're getting a kick. You know, I probably think they're the only ones getting a kick. I think there might be some that have sponsors. A couple that might have a sponsor that really helps them out. I know Headrush really chooses some help out. They almost chose this mother right here, but yeah, that didn't go. So, I mean, I know all about that stuff. So yeah, there's probably sponsorships that are happening to make them able to do the things that some of them are doing. I mean, that's what I was trying for.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying for it. Guess I just needed to puff Peter a little better.
That's fair. I'm
Not
just
very
shocked,
good.
dude. I'm just shocked, man.
What's that?
I'm just shocked. I am shocked, man. You know what I'm saying?
That I'm not a Peter Puffer?
No. That these
What are
people
you
do
shocked
this
at?
shit.
Oh. That they do it? That's what's shocking you, that they do it?
That they get away with this. Yeah, man. Like, and that the
Dana
fighters
White,
fall
man.
for it.
Dana
But
White
the
gets away with
fighters aren't
fucking
like,
everything.
but it's not Dana White, dude. This
It
is
is.
not Dana White knows better than this. If he knew this piddly shit was going on, he'd be pissed. Because when the lawsuit hits his fucking dead, because if you think, dude, here's the thing, okay? Let me help you here.
Help me, bro. Help me.
There are thousands, if not tens of thousands of lawyers out there.
I just would love to sue Dana White.
Would
Would
love a crack.
love
Would love a crack at a billionaire. Would
anything.
love a crack at a billionaire. Would love it.
Because if you make enough noise, it's going to be settled out of the court anyway, and you're going to make a ton of money without ever even doing a fucking thing.
Yep. Exactly. You know what I'm saying.
I do.
So.
I do. I just hate, you know.
Oh,
Man.
Superfan says head rush is a joke. Oh no. Oh no.
Ha ha ha! Fucking A!
Shout out Superfan. I didn't see that chat earlier, my dog. He said head rush is a joke. I wonder what that means. That was Babyface's main sponsor, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. They're sponsoring a lot right now.
Okay.
I don't know where the hell the Canadians getting their money. They're getting taxed 60%. How they able to? Oh, maybe they have a business tax. Maybe a business tax thing up there that they don't have to pay. I don't know where they're getting their money either. Their products are shit. Yeah, I said it. Yo.
So
I gave you a motherfucking quality product. I got shit back. Thank God, because your shit. I wouldn't want your shit if it came in the mail anyway. I'd probably start a nice fire to warm up.
I'm just shouting it. Look, man. Look, I look. Wrong or right, I feel like I know how to just get my hat right. I feel like I know how to see. That's not right. There you go. That's not right. I got to get that. It's got to be. There we go. Okay, so man, I feel like I understand a little bit about how to build certain businesses, especially media ones, seeing as how I've done it my whole life and everywhere from LA to Hawaii to New York to Oklahoma to Dallas. Anyway, I can tell you this, man, without a doubt, the wrong way to do it is to be super exclusive, not let the true fans in, not let the people who love this shit in, because you're friends with friends of the people that run this shit. The people that run this shit are only going to give the information they want out. The true fans are going to get the real info out. And the problem is, this organization is not that great to their own fighters, as we can clearly see. So the fighters should depend on the media. But when the media is iced out because the media is one group of guys or two people that are personal friends with the people running this shit, and there's not an actual media there that's getting actual information because it's not being forced to be shared legally, then this is what you're dealing with, man. So it is what it is.
It is.
Or maybe that's the plan. Maybe Dana White wants it so tight, and as everybody says, it's Dana White's money laundering organization where he's, rolling up money, and now that he's bought motocross and he's got the boxing.
He bought me my motorhome.
There you go. You know what I mean? Dana White making it happen.
Just kidding. Just kidding, cousin. I know. Fuck me. I know. It's all good, bro. But yeah. No.
I am just super unhappy.
I know, dude. I can see it on your face. I mean, you're oozing it out your pores.
Well, and it's, literally, I have a mind to go to Vegas and step to these dudes and go, what's your fucking problem? What is your fucking problem? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's right. Hey, in my own head, I keep blowing myself up today. Ah! Okay, anyways, in my head, that's what I was thinking earlier. You two need to fucking talk.
Oh, I've tried to talk to him. I try to talk to all these people. That's the most frustrating part. I'm the one that gives them the fucking links. I'm like, come on the show and let's talk about it. You got a real problem. Let's talk it out. You tell me why you're really hating on me, other than you just don't want the competition. You tell me, other than you don't want the competition because I'm fun and funny and I don't need this. And I come with years of radio and TV and live stage and podcast experience. And I've worked with some of the biggest names in all of this shit. You tell me what the problem with me is. I don't even interview fighters. I've interviewed one fighter and not on this show. And I didn't even really talk to him about slap fight. We talked to him about his life because when I do talk to a fighter, I don't really want, because there's 100 people trying to talk to him about slap fights. You do that. If they're interesting enough, I'd rather talk to them about who they are, what they got going on, so you can develop a genuine care for the fighter and that and his journey. So whether he's a power slap or Brit slap or yo mama slap or wherever that man goes, or he decides to be a boxer, a wrestler, a jiu-jitsu fighter, whatever, you follow that dude because you want to see that dude win because you've learned about that dude. That's me. That's what I do on that other show. This show is not any of that. This is just us talking.
This is the most random show you'll ever clock
Exactly.
into it.
But Power Slap time is specifically, we specifically don't interview fighters. So nobody can feel salty. So they know it's a joke and we are just some ignorant fans having fun. And we're trying to get the message out there because we've got a bit of a following, more than anybody else. But that's okay. And I'm just really like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, why are you coming after me so hard? Unless it's because I fuck with Terry. The only thing I can think is because I fuck with Terry.
You're right.
But it's like, you don't fuck with me because I fuck with somebody else. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
I would say you're probably
you.
right. I'd say you're probably right because it seems like there's a lot of power slap people that are distancing themselves from Terry right now. Motherfucker. Okay, anyways. A lot of people are distancing themselves, it seems, from Terry right now in the league. You know?
What do you think that is?
You want my honest opinion, man?
Yeah, that's what this is what this show is
dude,
honest.
Dude, all right, yo. I'll tell you what, it's very easy. And hey Terry, don't get pissed at me, bro. You know, I love
Bull in the building, by the way. And
Who's in the building?
says you are right. Iron Bull Taurus over in Atlanta, Georgia. Seaport Pro Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then Power Slap says you are right, Mike. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, but I can tell you why. It's about one of the songs that he put out. And I will guarantee you. And this probably also, I don't know, but it could have added to the fuel of Jackie's fire. But that the meat comment.
The what comment?
The meat comment about one of the podcasters.
Oh.
That's why. Guaranteed. Nobody said a word about it. Nobody said a word about it. I know. Everybody's kind of been guessing and wondering. I'll put both my nuts on that. And I still have both of them, yo. And I'm talking putting it up on a stone. You have a machete and you can chop the sons of bitches off, but I ain't telling the truth. Because that's exactly what I think happened. You know, I'm not gonna mention any names, but I know the line. I heard the song, and I heard that when I heard that very little section, I was like, "You're fucked." When I heard that song personally,
what is the line? What is the line?
It's so much meat in your mouth.
Oh.
And hey, in a comedic setting. This wasn't a comedic setting yet, yo.
Right. Well,
he's gone that way since. Yes, and it's fun. And I love Terry. But that bit is what's caused all this.
I definitely think that lit the fuse, but I think the bomb is the yeah. But and once again, man, it's fine. You see how these people act, and you're like, I have a choice.
Yeah.
I can, and right now I don't even have a fucking choice, man. But and that's what pisses me off. But it's fine. Once again, I don't need power slap, as you of all people know. I
Where am
don't
I at right
need
now?
power slap. You know what I'm
Where am I
saying?
at right now?
We don't need power slap.
I love it. I love it.
I love it
I
too.
loved it. I don't know if I'm going to love it, but I do know there's a section of my life where I really, really, really did love it. And we'll see,
For sure. For sure.
you know, but yeah. I mean, it's a stank hole right now.
I'm legit
You know?
surprised, man. I'm just surprised. You know what I'm saying? So
But it is. I mean, the whole thing right now is just it's messy. Fighters dropping out. Not just Paige. I believe there's another dropout because oh no, there's a failed drug test. That's what it was. Failed drug test, yo.
which
Jump
one?
in, Don, and help if you can. Failed drug test. Yeah. So I think that happened last week, or at least it's being brought up again. If it happened in the past, whatever. But it's kind of a stank hole right now. It ain't really. They talk about it moving it up and going the right directions. I don't think it is. Feels like there's a lot more negativity involved in it now than positivity, and
Well,
that
and
was
what
way
is
different.
worth? Yeah.
I mean, that was back. I mean, that was back at PS6, Joe, when when Corey's walking in and I'd given him a card at Circa, and he's walking in, and he's at this point he just has white button-up shirt and black pants and his thing, and that's it. I mean, it's really just he's hustling and working hard and just person, you know. And that's at PS6.
Yep. Well, and not for nothing, but 7 hours ago, Michael Michelle just TMZ leaked that she is going into boxing. So she's been boxing. We don't know if it's bare knuckle. We don't know if it's Dana White's
I'm gonna guess boxing, not MMA, boxing.
Yes.
PFL broke up, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah. Professional Fighters League. Yeah. I felt bad for them. It's just tough, man. You know what I mean? It's just tough. So yeah.
There's the IFL. IFL. That's a boxing league.
Right.
But
But as I've thought, man, here's something to keep in mind. Here's something that's important to keep in mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Of everything, here's something to keep in mind. Is that there's only one or two ways this stuff can go. Okay. There's only really one or two ways this stuff can go. And that is you can either the exclusive people, the special kids, the ones that specifically are icing everybody out and going, we're blocking and we're special and we have the exclusive. You can only block so many people out before you start blocking out fans and other media and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can only decide that you control it for so long before you control it to death. You can't control it. And the fact you're even trying to control who has access to this sport, that you get to be the judge, jury, and executioner of anyone who does anything with power slap? Are you sure about that?
I think I'm wearing this, yo. I mean, I'll bet you I get there's gonna be some numbers falling.
So what? Yeah, exactly. So what
I know
happens
that.
there is that the more exclusive you become, the more closed off you become, the less you let people in that aren't perfect, that don't behave in the exact way you think, the more you hurt your sport and the more you hurt these fighters. And at the end of the day, you got to decide, are you in this for you or are you in this because you like this sport and you're a fan and you love what it does and you love what these people do? Because either you love these people and you love these fighters and you love this sport and you want to promote it, or you see something that you can milk and take as much out of as possible and take away from as many people to keep you powerful as possible. And that only works for so long before you start hurting the very people you're supposed to care about. So what does that happen? How does that happen? So, yeah.
You know, I made a big step in that exact uh sort of zone that you're talking right now.
Yep.
Because what did I do last Friday? You know, there's been some things that have gone on in the past between me and the SFC.
Yep.
And I love them. You know, no matter what. I love this sport. I love the fighters in this sport. So no matter who likes me, doesn't like me, I'm gonna support the sport. That's why I did the FNF on YouTube live on Friday night. Because I love the sport no matter what's gone on in the past in anything. I love the sport above all the rest and the fighters. You know? And even though I can't be there this time, you know, I think I've proven that. I don't need to make any more efforts at all to prove to anybody to know where my heart is. You know,
that. Yeah, man.
for sure. Because I live my whole life for Slap. You know, I love the fact that Slap for Cash got his face back out there though. I thought that was awesome that Terry got Slap for Cash on. You know, that was great. Old school.
Well, yeah, and
my guy got me in on everything. He was my foot in the door.
Yeah. Well, and that's something to keep in mind and remember. That's something to keep in mind and remember, man, is that, you know, yeah, dude, it's weird how it seems like the people that have the most to lose, that have committed the most, are struggling and suffering the most. And the people that don't really care and only pop up when it's time for their friends to go, hey, get a room and we'll send you fighters to interview. Or here's money and special access and a lot of free shit so you can look cool and special while you're promoting our people. And the people who didn't show up for that, but showed up because they just love the sport and came out of pocket, seem to be struggling the most to get the access, seem to be suffering the most and sacrificing the most and getting the least amount in return. And you have to tell me, name any business where they just take care of their personal friends and do nothing to actually grow the business. And in fact, their personal friends they take care of actually cut off access of the business to people who would be fans. How long does that last? How long does any business like that? Vern, Cardman, me and you start a restaurant. Mike and Cardman's Cheeseburgers and More. We only let our closest friends and people we think are cool come in, and we literally lock the door to anyone who loves our burgers, talks about how great our burgers are, but we lock the door up for them. And then those people go out and brag about how great the burgers are, and they're the #1 burger source, and we don't even get to taste the burgers. They won't even allow us to taste them.
Yeah.
Yet it's our restaurant. Yeah, we have a business selling the burgers, but they won't let us taste our own burgers, our own food. It makes no damn sense, dude. You're not going to grow a business this way. You're not going to grow Power Slap to be mainstream if the most dedicated people who have given up everything in their lives to follow it and to take care of it and to spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to be big fans and big supporters, if you don't at least allow these people the basic press release information, you will not grow as a sport. If the only people who have access to your sport only care about the sport when it's time for them to make money off of it. Now, we understand you insiders who don't like the sport. We get it. You people who won trans Emmys, you don't like Power Slap. You don't like the Power Slappers. We get that. You guys who little comments and then attack the people and screenshot and go, no, It was all a big setup. I feel bad for Terry because it was a big setup. She went to
Yeah.
his page, commented on his shit. He commented back. It was up for 20 minutes. Then he took the whole thing down. But that's all it took for somebody else to screenshot it and write a rant about what a piece of shit he was, and then call up a bunch of fighters and go, fuck this guy, fuck this guy. You're our friend, not their friend, right? We have the power, not them, right? It's like, but he has more fans. He has more followers. And I feel bad for you slap fighters who are following the low level, low intelligent, personal friend media sources and not allowing the people who can actually get your name out there. Because when Power Slap is done with you, not saying they always will be, but some of you, yes, just like the NFL, just like every other major sport, they're going to be done with you. And you're going to wish you had built that following and talked to us. You're going to wish you would have actually encouraged others to cover you. You're going to wish you would have worked harder to make friends and build relationships, because that's all you're going to have.
Yeah.
But you
Right.
played nice with the people who were only using you for money in the first place. So.
You know, I will say, yeah, for my product, yeah. I mean, I was offering a product. You know this. And yeah, that's just kind of how it went too.
Yep.
You know, I got everybody wanted one. Everybody had to have one. And there was tomfoolery to get some, and that was usually by the big businesses, by the sponsors. That's how they act. Their main sponsor. I could destroy them with my texts.
Wow.
With my messages, everything that was promised, everything they were going to do, my nice red sweatsuit that I had to send them a logo for because they were going to put it on. Fuck off. They got all the shit they asked for. 5 custom cards. Really, really nice. Ingenious cards. Actually, there are a couple of them in there. Yeah, they were top notch. And I got ghosted.
Yeah.
Cost me $125 to ship those to Canada. Ghosted. Because I don't puff the Peter right.
Yeah.
And they all think everybody's gonna, whine and cry and be, give me, it's because it's them. See, and here's the thing, you're exactly right, because that sponsor right there, what the hell have they done for KO Chris in the last 2 years until this fight?
Yep.
Nothing. Now he's fighting and he's coming back up and he's gonna do great. And so he's got all this head rush gear. But when he was down after his 2 losses and out, having a hard time trying to find a path on social media with help, where the hell were they?
That's awesome. That's true. That's an awesome question, man.
They're assholes. They're using these people for money, period. To promote their shit Canadian product. They make me real happy, as you can tell.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
I just do nothing. I just don't deal with them. Yeah, that actually the CEO did message me. And I just was like, you know what? You aren't worth my time. So I never messaged back and just moved on my way with life.
Fair enough.
Because I wasn't going to whine for a fucking t-shirt and a hat.
Shazam. And that, well, and then that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
See, I'm good. When I get fired up, bro, I'm good too.
That's true. Oh, I agree. So it's all good, man.
People like us off. And I love everybody. I don't love Head Rush. I'll say that.
And my man is saying Head Rush sucks. So, and he's See, here's the thing: Superfan is currently right now rolling with Babyface.
Yep.
So if he's saying Head Rush is a joke, I'm wondering. I mean, they're together. You know what I mean? Right now, like in the same car. So yeah.
But you know, I'll tell you what. Whatever Babyface gets, man, Babyface is earned. Whatever he gets, flying at him coming in.
Agreed.
You know,
No, man. He's one of
yeah,
the guys keeping the sport alive. You know what I'm saying? Like for the fans. You know. So and
yeah,
it's
I love
fun.
it, man.
But people, and that's the thing. So I'm still enough on the outside to realize that most people still take this as a joke. Most people look at Power Slap as a freaking joke, man. They don't take it seriously. They think it's a garbage sport. And literally that's what I've heard, trash sport. You know what I mean? Dumpster sport. So people don't take it seriously enough for these idiots taking it so damn seriously. It's like, are you kidding? Let it go, man. You know what I mean? So
you see, you have to be somebody like Babyface for it to pay off for you, right?
yeah, Luke
To
is
get
one
those
too.
big fights and get those paydays and get those fight night pays, fight of the night, knockout of the night. You know, that's how you make your money. So that, you know, he's in the higher echelon because he's earned it, you know.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. You're talking about all the bottom feeders and shit.
And what's funny is Beyond the Slap is really doing the Beyond the Series thing. Like if you remember Beyond the Mat, Beyond the Slap, you know what I mean? Beyond the Ring, Beyond the Cage. Beyond the Slap is just fulfilling that. It's just so the problem is this industry is too small. You know what I mean? And no one knows how to handle it. But I also like how they brush a lot of stuff under the rug. And he's like, hey, did you guys know about this? They're like, don't talk to him. He's sharing it. And I'm like, what has he been wrong about? What has he been wrong about? That's the thing. When he says a straight up lie, when he says stuff that's straight up wrong, and it's not that they're mad at him because he's wrong. They're mad at him because he's right. Because I'm pretty sure you could get on here and say the silliest shit and you would be a threat to no one. It's when you're right. You know what I mean? It's when you're accurate.
Funny shit's gonna piss some people off.
So
because what world do we live in today? Because you're talking about 1986 world, bro. You're talking about, and Terry, that's where Terry's from. That's, you know, me. We're probably only like 4 or 5 years apart, to be honest. But we grew up at the same time, and that's what that attitude was. You get made fun of. It's funny, haha. You know, whatever. You know, we always talk shit. That was us growing up, talking shit to everybody, our friends, our buddies. That's what we did. You know, made fun of, talked about sleeping with their moms and shit. You know, how sexy their moms were. I mean, shit like that. That's how we grew up. We didn't grow up, you know, walking in any fucking parade. If we got to walk in a parade, it was an honor. You know, there were not any of this shit that goes on in the world today. And there wasn't the sensitivity levels that there are today. And I think that there's a lot of sensitivity going on amongst this issue.
Right.
And like intense sensitivity that just doesn't need to be that sensitive. But like I said, I know exactly what the ripcord was on that someday for Terry.
Yeah, man.
Whether, I mean, if in funniness and whatever, the world we live in, how many fucking comedians have gotten canceled, bro?
I know. And that's the thing about comics is that there's two kinds of comics too. It's the same shit. There are two kinds of comics, right? There are the kinds of comedians that play by the rules and try to kiss the ass of the club owner. And a lot of times that works out well. They get a booking agency before you do. They get a manager before you do. You know what I mean? Because they're playing the game. And then there are the kind of comedians that go down in history, bro. They're the kind of comedians you love and respect. They're the Sam Kinnisons, the Bill Hicks, the George Carlin. You know what I'm saying? There are the comedians you respect who bow to no man. And if somebody, I mean, think about that. George Carlin got arrested
many times
for what he said on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's the hero. He's not the hero because he did. And look at it like this. Who was the other huge comedian during Carlin's time? Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, look at that. Bill Cosby, Mr. Play by the Rules, making 10 times the money. Why can't you be more like Bill Cosby, right? And look at all the skeletons he had in his closet. It's such a joke, dude. This shit is a joke. But anyway. So, regardless of that, man, regardless of any of that, man.
It doesn't. It's not the center of our universes, yo, homie.
No. I'm just mad right now because I just found out I got blocked from their Facebook. I'm like, I don't bother you. I don't like your Facebook. I don't post. And they're like, yeah, well, you can't see our stuff. Okay, but if you're a news outlet and you have exclusive news that is ticket buying decisions that people purchase, whether they buy a ticket or not, based on the information you release, and you're blocking me from having it, you're blocking me from making a decision with my money. You're blocking my ability to vote with my free speech. You're blocking my ability to make full decisions. And if you do that, that's illegal, and you don't get to say you're a news source. You get to say you are a for-profit company that is not news, unless you're, and if you are getting exclusive news from Power Slap, then they're liable and they have to answer. And how long and good do you think your relationship with Power Slap is going to be if you're doing illegal shit after getting fed and that all comes out in court? Because I promise you this, if we do get to go to court, we won't stop there, bro. We're going to find out where the money's going. We're going to find all that out.
You motherfuckers are in trouble, Mike. I'm gonna just say, yo, motherfucker, Mike's gonna dig shit, bro.
And I don't.
I already said, you know, I'm out. I'm not gonna take it inside and shit. But Mike's my bro, and I'm gonna tell you, motherfucker's gonna dig.
Well, man, all you had to do was play nice. All they had to do was play nice.
I just know you, and I'm just warning. I'm just telling everybody in the world, everybody, yo, this is Mike.
You know how many people want some pub and some, you know how many people in LA right now want some pub and some press by going after Power Slap and Dana White? You know how many attorneys would love that attention for their business?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Is he's a targetable.
Yeah. And I know he deals with lawsuits all the time, and that's fair. And I know he does a lot of settlements. Yeah, and bullshit frivolous lawsuits all the time. But you know for a fact that there's some shit that's legit, like, hey, I'm trying to be a media source in this space, and your company is not sharing information to everyone. They're sharing it to just this specific source that I'm competing with, and that source has blocked us from getting that information. And that information will determine whether people buy tickets to the event. Therefore, that information needs to be shared publicly. And if you're keeping it from the public, that's illegal. Period. The end. And if I can prove, because I now have it in my inbox, the Power Slap fighters are being contacted and told not to talk to me by other media sources that are directly connected and have direct access, well, then I can prove you're trying to hurt my business illegally, and that's cause for damages. And if I can prove all that, what do we do then? We collect a big fat check. We show up in the front row at every Power Slap event. You know what I mean? Just saying. If I can prove it.
I'd love to be in the front row every Power Slap event. I'd love to be able to go to every Power Slap event.
Yeah, they'll hate us, but they won't be able to. They'll hate us because they ain't us. You know.
Yeah. From they hate us because they taint us. Yeah, that was what's his name? Skinny guy, great act. Not well, he was a good actor, but James Franco. He said that. He just takes my brain a little bit. Glitch and tick.
Well, and that's another thing that's frustrating too, is that I have Terry on the show, but I asked Petty to come on the show. I asked the Slap News guys to come on this show. They wouldn't come on the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. You know what I mean? They wouldn't come on the show. So, like, I do get somebody in media in Vegas that covers slap fights on the show that I build a relationship with, and they have a problem with that. But they won't come on the show and talk about what they do. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
And don't
But
forget
I,
about
but
the
I
fact
can.
you. Sorry, guys.
But their point, here. They're pushing themselves, and Power Slap is pushing them as the interviewers.
And the thing there is,
I'm just saying.
but you go to any legit, you go to Barstool Sports. You know what I mean? You go to ESPN. You go to Fox Sports. You know what I mean? You go to any of these, you know what I mean? All guys sports. Tell them to cover Power Slap and they laugh you out of the room. So the fact that we're fighting an uphill battle to get this sport to be legitimized,
Dude, we
and
don't
the
fit
fact
the
that the
mold.
more people that would cover it and make it interesting is a good thing. That's why they're going to pro wrestlers, because they need more people watching and more people covering it.
We don't fit the mold, yo.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't fit the mold.
We're way more like
They
the
have-
pro wrestlers. What's cool is the pro. You're not going to tell a pro wrestler who they can and can't talk to. They understand their business is built on their name. And they understand that if some media outlet says, don't talk to this guy or that, they're going to be like, what? No.
Who knows
At
what-
the end of the day, I'm the wrestler. I'm responsible for my character. You know what I'm saying? So
Who knows what wording Cousin put in the contracts, though, yo? For real. Who knows what wording he put in the contract?
not that he believes
He could
in free
control,
speech.
yo. He could control him.
No, not who they talk to media wise.
Really?
Correct. That's illegal. They cannot control who you talk to media wise. You can maybe sign a non-disclosure, but he specifically, that's why all the UFC fighters get to say the crazy stuff they say.
Well, yeah, he gives them freedom of speech. Yeah.
So they should be able to say what they want to say when they want to say it. So that means talking to who they want to talk to.
Well, I know that's a definite fact about Cousin. He does let them have freedom of speech. They can say whatever they want to say. I just don't know if he allows them to say it to whoever they want to say it to. I'll have to ask Auntie. You know
And
what
then
I'm
I didn't
saying?
realize that's funny.
Oh, shit. Did we piss somebody off?
No, we're here. We're here.
No, I said, did we piss somebody off?
Yeah, no, I'm looking here. I
Then you
realized
block it.
no, yeah, a lot of it or some of it is some of it legit is like I'm just watching the last interview that Terry did.
Mhm.
And they're going in pretty hard. And Slap for Cash. Did you see the Slap for Cash interview?
I saw the preview. And I commented on it. Like, yo,
Yeah.
hey, that's the homie that got me in. Thank you. I appreciate you. You did a lot for my life. So thank you. No matter what went on with anybody else. Again, he helped me out. But yeah, I gotta watch the full interview though, because I only saw the preview. But I know the story. He told me the story personally.
Yeah,
In-
man.
in-
That
in-
very
in-
first. Yeah, man.
in
I mean,
Miami.
Yeah.
In Little Havana, Miami. We just talked about it.
fair. Yeah. Well, what trips me out is like, okay, I mean, fair enough. If you don't like what this guy is saying, but you're gonna block me because I put this guy on my show. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, because you're scared. Clearly, you're scared to talk about this then. And that's fine.
Are you talking about him having Slap on?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Slap's a very controversial human.
No. Slap. No. Okay, so Slap for Cash and Terry, we're talking about the other guys that just blocked me.
Oh yeah,
And
I
how
saw that. That's it.
Slap for Cash has gave them straight news that you can actually Google and they won't mention it. They don't talk
They
about
won't.
it at all.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, but how can you make them?
I'm going to force them. Hey, look, man, they can do it the easy way or the hard way. They can talk about it in their court deposition, or they can talk about it, on a live stream. Much easier on a click the link and let's have the talk and let bygones be bygones, clear the air and be friends. In fact, you could call me personally. Send me a DM Oh, you
Hey.
blocked me. I forgot. You can't send me a DM because you blocked me on all the
Yo.
socials. So you can't communicate with me.
I will. Here, everybody listen. Everybody listen. Make this happen. I will be the mediator.
That's fair, but I feel like they'd say that you're one side.
What's that?
That's
Nobody
fair,
would-
but I feel like they'd say you were one
Nobody
side.
would know what would happen when I was hearing a discussion.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not going in there with anything other than being a mediator, listening to what I'm hearing, and trying to make it.
Well, and
come
that's why
together.
they have to block. You know what I mean? That's why they have to block and run. And that's why they can't have a real conversation. The cool part is we're the people that people are interested in hearing from. People want to hear the news. You know what I'm saying? People want to hear the dirt. People want to know what's really going on. And if you're covering that stuff up, you know what I'm saying? If you're covering that shit up completely, and you're not letting people know to the point of illegal activity and criminal activity is going on, and you're committing a crime by hiding this stuff and not letting it out and not letting news people out and concealing public information, and you're literally singling people out and going, you don't get this information because I don't like you. That's illegal. You can't do that. You have to have a legal reason and show damages. Now, I can show damages. Can you show how I've damaged you? No? Okay. So if you can't show how I've damaged you, but I can show how you've kept me from information that would help people that follow me make a ticket purchasing decision, then you've hurt Slap Fight and you've hurt me, and you owe me for that. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
We're gonna get.
You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker.
I got nothing but I'm the wrong one, dog. You know
Dude,
that.
I know. Dude, I learned that like the second week I talked to you. Fucking second week, I figured out who you were, and
Because you know I hate this shit.
Mike. Hey,
I'm like,
Mike,
it's one of those things, dude. We hate this shit. We would rather have fun and talk and be deep and hilarious. But if you're gonna drag us into this, if we're gonna be drug into a cesspool and smell like fucking sewer shit and get dirty, okay. But beware of what you have drug into your cesspool.
Yeah. I mean but that's the thing here. That's the thing here. That's why there's a mediator, yo. Because there are two sides. And there's two sides of understanding. Right? And there's somebody that knows. There's a motherfucker that knows.
Yep.
So I would mediate because it'd be, hey, there's two, and then there's three, maybe four.
Yep.
But anybody that wanted to actually have a conversation, but thought that it'd just be out of control or stupid or whatever. No. I think there needs to be a conversation. You know? And like I said, anybody that chooses to, or if they want to, or you know, if you can get them to, I would be in on it.
I'm gonna put it out again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I would just go with what was right, man.
Yep.
How do I live my life, Mike?
But
I
what's
live my
right?
life like a fucking warrior.
You do.
On honesty, truth, and choosing what is right. So, you know, nobody's gonna break that out of me.
Fair. And you're right. You're right, man. No one's going to break that out of either one of us. And that's the important part. You know what I mean? So,
And that, you know, everybody is who everybody is.
yep.
You know, and where I live, you know, I ain't gonna speak about anything about power clap, you know, whatever. Because shit where I live is really what I deal with, you know, on a daily basis. Daily basis. Every second, every minute, every hour. So, you know, I really focus on that. But once I'm away from that, I'm gonna be able to focus on a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, there'll be a lot of clarity in this decision I made. Almost like a Buddhist rebirth sort of deal
Yes.
for me. You know, and that's how I'm gonna treat everything, you know, just honesty, kindness, love. Even though I said it doesn't exist, I'm gonna try to make it happen. You know, but I just want to be. That's the guy I want to be. That's who I am. You know, so I want to be that in this situation too, because there's an answer. You know, but the question has to be answered before you get to the real solution.
Right.
You know, and there might be questions on both sides. That's the thing. That's where I'm coming. I know you got questions, bro. I know you got.
Oh, I'm all right, man.
This-
More than anything, I see how it is, and at the end of the day, dude, it's this simple. You can tell the popular kids in high school that grew up with money.
That's what I'm
It's
saying,
that simple. If they
but I
were
accept that shit.
yeah, no, and I accept it. And you can be that. Let's not be Bill Cosby though. Fair enough.
Word up. Word up.
Amy says, let's not be Bill Cosby. And I agree.
Let's be
Let's
George
not
Carlin
be
for
Bill
sure.
Cosby. So
George Carlin for sure, yo. Hi, Amy.
shout out to the Only Truth just joined. Shout out to the Only Truth. Thank you so much. My man says, you're right. I'm tired of people making videos trying to hoodwink the general public into believing things are happening that are not happening. I also think we need a massive imprisonment. Oh, well, I agree with that too. Of people spreading lies. The real question is at this point, how do we bring us all back to a reference line of truth when everyone lies? And not only does everyone lie, but there's also the dead internet theory too, my man. Something to keep in mind. Shout out Only Truth.
I don't lie.
There's the dead internet theory. Do you know what the dead internet theory is?
Go.
Okay. And we're going to be wrapping here in about 8 minutes, guys. So hang in there with us. We know it's been a rough day.
Actually, you know, it's been an all right day.
It has. You know what? Because
this is how you get the negative out, yo.
You're right. You're right.
This is how you get what's inside that shouldn't be.
Well, and as important, it also this is how you get focused and how you I mean, you know, good stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Where you get into some Zen thing.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I love this conversation though, because it gives me the chance to show who the fuck I am.
Well, and then so dead internet theory is this, for instance, right? There are people we know that have this. In fact, there's a page that just blocked me that has 30,000 likes on it. And by the way, they haven't blocked me. You know what I mean? They may have blocked me, but they haven't blocked me. They have no idea. You know what I mean? They're new to this, clearly. So, but you know what I mean? It's one of those. I'm surprised they blocked me on a thing where I don't bother them at all. Excuse me. It's like you're not really interested in being a news outlet. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good.
Go dead internet. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So dead internet theory is
you gotta go big screen on this.
Let me explain dead internet theory. Okay. So you can pull up the leading slap news site. I'm not going to name it, but it's a news site of slap, and you can see they have 30,000 followers, but only 959 likes. That means that less than 1,000 people have actively liked them, but somehow they have 30,000 followers. See, Facebook doesn't do it like Twitter or Instagram. So you can see when it's purchased stuff. You also can see that if they had 30,000 people, when they post something, right? I like how you can't even comment on their stuff. When they post something, you get 4 likes, 3 likes on it. Now, if they really had 30,000 people following them, there wouldn't only, be 30. If there wouldn't be 3 likes, 4 likes, 6 likes, 3 comments. You know what I mean? That's just not how that works.
That's what
I have
Osmond Gold was
5,000
talking
people
about.
following me, and I get way more than that. Well, 6.5, 7 on one of my pages. However, you just see that, you know what I mean? You just see that the interaction isn't there. 4, 3, you know what I mean? 1 like on a full-on interview. There's 14 likes on a
I
thing.
follow views. I follow views a lot.
Yeah.
I do.
So
I
basically,
I
dead
enjoy
internet
that.
theory is this. So right now, I could buy, and in fact, we're talking to shout out because right after this, Calder Reese is going to go live. We all got to go watch Kyle Trop after this, y'all.
Yeah.
But
Go.
here's the thing about it. Me and Kyle Trop were talking, and it's like, oh, you can buy 10,000 followers. You can buy 10,000 followers right now if you wanted to. One of you. So if you have a podcast and you buy 10, 20, 30,000 followers, think about that. For every 30,000 bots, likes, followers, there's only one actual person. Now think about that for a second. Now think about how many people are doing that. So if you have 10,000 people on the internet, 10,000 actual podcasts, and each one of those people is buying 10, 20, 30,000, that is a million represented by 10,000. It's dead internet theory, and it's real, man. So be careful because that's a real thing as well. You know what I mean? So that's a very real thing as well. So that's dead internet theory. The fact that one person can represent 10, 20, 30,000 bots. So when you see a million people, it might be less than 1,000 people, depending how many bots they've bought, how many followers they've bought, how many likes for that post they bought, because you can even purchase that. So mind you, when these people get block happy,
We
remember,
can too.
Yeah,
We can too.
we can.
But we don't.
We do
We're
not.
poor. We're poor motherfuckers.
Well, that, and I'd rather build by building, and that's the thing. I'm not
Organic.
I want to know where to invest, right?
That's right. Organic.
And I'm not gonna invest in Power Slap if they don't want me. You know what I mean? There are plenty of places that'll love us.
I've
But
already
I'm not
found
going to
two
spend
places
time and
to
effort and money into a thing that doesn't take care of their fighters, much less us. The only people they take care of are their foo-foo, you know what I mean, warm-up pants, fancy sweet buddies who get backstage passes and snacks. You know what I mean? If that's who you're taking care of and you're not even feeding your own fighters, you're not even allowing your fighters to go to UFC the next night or making sure they have a fucking hot dog, but you're foo-fooing up for your little buddies. This is a glamour project, man.
Hey, oh man, I so wish I could go 80s right now. It's against millennials, and I really want to go 80s.
And say what?
I want to say the gay wads on the other side.
Yeah, gay wads on the other side. It's all good. They'll see, man. You get it. It's like, oh, we don't have to do shit.
No, their sides.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and not only that, the thing is, it's not about growth. You realize this isn't about growth for them. They want to be special. They don't want more people to see. The only growth they want is their growth. They don't want the sport to grow. They don't care. Clearly, their behavior says we don't want the sport to grow outside of the control we have.
That's it.
We don't want these fighters being seen unless we control who sees them. That's why we're telling these fighters they can't talk to other media outlets. So anyway, man,
they want the social. They want the big here. They want the biggest social media influencer. That is who they want to be fans of Power Slap. Period.
Yep.
Take that as a dial dough.
Yep.
Because that's the truth.
Exactly. So, I mean, dead internet theory, you got to understand a lot of what we're seeing is not true. And then a lot of what we're seeing is fake in that it's all AstroTurf.
And
then
double
a lot
numbers.
of this, and then the stuff we're seeing past that is lies or specifically being kept from you, information specifically and intentionally being kept from you. So it all sucks on that level. So, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, hey, you see where I can kind of be on. Before you're like, oh, yo, man, he's Canadian. And now you can see where, I can see both sides, yo.
You still got his number though, right?
I'm not sure if I ever got his number.
Hmm.
I usually talk to people through Facebook, and that's about it. Just Messenger or Instagram. I never really pay attention to any of their phone numbers. The only phone number I have really that's is CJ Breen's from Leaf. That's the number I have. It's CJ Breen from Leaf from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's fair.
now those two have some kind of relationship with the cards and stuff. They do, which is cool. I'm happy for him. I'd be happier for me, but I'm happier for him. It's what life is. So, but yeah, so I have his number, but not Corey. I have CJ, but I don't think I have Corey. I know I don't have Dings.
Now, this is supposedly a Slap News exclusive, although it was a public event, unless they're not sharing it. But this is interesting. This is CEO Nick Khan, right?
To Fox, and from Fox to Disney.
Let's see here.
Disney.
Watch this. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he said.
In the UFC and with Power Slap, which is how do you get the broadest, widest audience possible to watch?
Wait, what? What did he just say? What? Let's refresh and hear that again. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's hear that again. What is the issue? What do you want?
In the UFC and with Power Slap, which is how do you get the broadest, widest audience possible to watch your sport?
Do you do that by icing people out and icing fans out and blocking them and not sharing updates and information about the cards? Is that how you get the broadest, widest audience possible? By taking the fans who spend the money and the time and the effort to create podcasts and icing them out and treating them like shit and lying about them? Is that how you get by telling the fighters, don't talk to this guy, don't talk to that guy who has tons of followers and podcasts that have nothing to do with Power Slap that could bring you into a brand new thing. Don't talk to them. No. You only talk to us, and that's how you get what? The broadest, widest audience? No, it's not. But let's watch the whole thing.
If you look at
teacher,
it went from Spike to Fox, and from Fox to Disney, where something that was called human cockfighting at one point broadened the appeal of the sport, where if you ask somebody, did you see the UFC fight last night? They certainly know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Most watch, many watch, but they know what you're talking about. WWE, you saw the same thing. It's the same thing with Slap. You're seeing it start to penetrate the zeitgeist. I love everything that
the fuck you talking about, bro?
He's doing, certainly in the UFC.
This is Nick Khan, the CEO of WWE. Not Dana White. Nick Khan.
Still.
Just saying.
Fuck
And remember, they got all mad at Terry for saying they're dumping you guys and they're going to wrap up your contracts or sit you and they're going to bring a bunch of pro wrestlers in.
You got this motherfucker talking about the zeitgeist.
Well, it's crazy because Terry releases a thing and it makes everybody mad and he's like, be careful, Power Slap fighters, because they're going to be bringing a lot of pro wrestlers in. Then they signed like 8 pro wrestlers and tell him he's a piece of shit and he's lying.
Yeah, he was first on that. He was first on that. I remember that.
Well, that was the whole thing. It was that post that AJ chick or whoever posted on who, won an Academy Award for trans athletes in sports somehow. And it's so funny because these people don't line up with the core values of the owner of the company. Yet they're going to get to control who gets access. It's weird.
Is it AJ Hinch?
No, not AJ. What's her name? That's some
the
chick.
Fighter?
No,
oh.
the chick.
So. Oh, the one that I don't know. The one that I was like, who the fuck is AJ?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I love that. That was my favorite response.
She's a photographer, camera person, I think. You know what I mean?
I probably seen her. I probably said, hey.
Yeah, she worked that DEI shit as all white liberal women do. You know what I mean?
Oh, she was one of them at the front desk that I had to deal with then.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I do. Yeah.
So.
They brought in all the big wigs at the table.
Well, she wasn't a bigwig, you know what I mean? So.
Oh shit. Well, probably for that night, she probably was.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What I'm saying?
So.
the ones that had to handle shit, because the big wigs ain't gonna handle it. They ain't gonna send Erica down to handle something. They're not gonna send Frank. Dana, he's gambling somewhere in the casino. Until it starts. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, to be there from the prelims actually an hour before the prelims, get to go to the prelims, have that seat through the whole show, and then afterwards, I mean, yeah, that whole experience, it's crazy, but it is not worth the price that they're charging the everyday man. That really it doesn't have anything. Is trying probably, but doesn't, and is paying everything he has to get there, including the fighters. Including the fighters.
True that.
You're not going to take care of your fighters. You're not going to be able to build a business, fucking period, yo.
Yep. That's true.
The fighters are the business. Don't take care of them. Because all you're doing is foaming, taking that foam off the top, putting it in your pocket, and giving the rest away to them fucking high dollar CEOs and shit.
That's true.
Look at how little all the MMA, all the UFC fighters fucking get. God, oh my Lord. And his pricing on this boxing? Holy shit. Cuz. Yo, cuz.
Yo,
Give me a holler. You're fucking up, yo. I can't believe you're even in. I cannot believe you're promoting. You're promoting my boy, Bud Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford, and Canelo. I cannot believe you get to promote that. I'd rather see Don King up there. I love the Max Kellerman call for calling the fight. What the fuck is Dana doing up there? Puffing on a Peter. Gotta get the sand off of it first.
That's funny. That is funny, man.
It ain't a lie. Well, I mean, maybe the actual lips over a wiener is a lie, but the sort of kissing butt a little bit, say brown nosing. That's what we'll call it. That's nice. Brown nose. But that's what it's all about right now. It's all about that money over there, that partnership, that boxing. There's a lot of money in that boxing, man. That Canelo, Bud Crawford. I'm sorry, everybody. Terrence Crawford. A lot of Nebraskans call him Bud Crawford, but Terrence Bud Crawford. This will be this is another Mango in the Django or whatever. Rumble in the Jungle, Yeah, it's what I don't know what you'd call this one, but it's a big one. When you got all that Saudi money in there, all that Abu Dhabi, all the gambling that's going to go on in this fight.
Yeah.
And the way it's actually going to happen when Bud knocks him the fuck out.
Yep.
And nobody might agree with me, but I'm telling you, yo. Canelo's great. Canelo's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer. But he is not pound for pound the best fighter on the earth. And Bud Crawford is. His speed, his smarts, he can change it up left to right. Canelo's really been based on straight chin and power. I don't think his technique is near what Terrence's is. I don't know how I got on that. Oh, I do, yeah, because of the desert sand and all that stuff. Sorry. But yeah, so anyway, there's a lot of money in that fight. Dana's going to get a lot of money.
Yep. And he's not paying him very much, too. So,
But that's because at this point for both of them, it's more about who gets to unite belts. Who gets to be the man? Who is the fucking man? Is it Canelo? Or is it Crawford?
Right.
I mean, that's what it is in the world of boxing. The entire world is revolving. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be so huge. I have no idea how he got in on it. I'm ashamed of my cousin being on.
I mean, I'm glad he's building. You know what I mean? I hope he builds and kills it, and he does everything amazing.
I hope we get an awesome boxing league. I love boxing. James Lights Out Tony was one of my favorite boxers ever. This female corner man and shit like that, you know, and just his mouth, and he's cocky, and you know, got to watch Sugar Ray still as a kid. Still boxing on Sundays. So but Tyson, huge Tyson fan. Always bought the pay-per-views. Always. Pernell Whitaker, Sweet Pea, he's great. Never really liked Floyd Mayweather. But yeah, man, boxing, if they could get a league back that's really good, it's hyped, and they get really good matches and start people actually really take it serious, it'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That's
Card
good,
man,
great
tell the
stuff.
people what you want to know, man. We gonna wrap up. It's 6
Right
o'clock.
on, bro. Well, you're gonna catch me on everything. I finally started TikTok. So
I gotta get going. I gotta
Yep,
get it.
I just gotta get on every platform I can. To get my face out there, get everybody know what's going on. But I'll be heading out here in a couple weeks. Be heading east. And a lot of opportunities, a lot of good things gonna be going down. So keep following me on Facebook at Vern White, Instagram Vern White 4, YouTube at Vern White 2855, and then now on TikTok it's Hillbilly, and then like 2692 or something like that. Some numbers after it, but it's Hillbilly, and you'll see it, you'll know it.
Hell yeah, I love it. I love it. Man, I don't know if I'm doing tonight, man. It's been a long day. I'm real unhappy
Yeah, dude,
with all this, and I was trying to do the thing that I always did, which was just happy cover what's coming up. The boys all posting on their socials
all good,
because
all
fans
good
tune
over
in and
here.
watch and enjoy, and the fighters tune in and watch and enjoy. Almost like I care about the sport. I just want to have a little fun supporting and promoting the guys I like, and I'm not allowed to do that now because I have the wrong friends, I guess, or I don't know what the problem is.
You just don't know. You just don't know. You really don't know. It really could be something about you. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah,
Oh!
it could be. And I'm all right.
Yeah, I know
with that.
something about me. So what about you? What's coming up?
Oh yeah, no, man. You know, we do our thing. I'll be around. I'm messing with my stuff right now. Hold on. Burp. Let me get those settings right because
I
look
think
like
it
I'm
looks
fading
trippy.
away.
I think it looks rad.
See
Yeah.
here, let me bring it back to me.
Actually, yeah. Add some shrooms. That'd be cool.
There we go. How's that? That works. All right. Yeah, man. No, you know, hey man, tomorrow is the PT pod. So we'll be doing that. Thursday is the PT pod. Of course, tonight, guys, listen to the Cal Trop with Calder Reese.
Yes.
That's on Center Cup Media on your Facebook and your Rumble. So make sure you check that out because he's awesome and that show is awesome.
He's rad.
Tomorrow will be PT Pod tomorrow evening. And then Friday, we're back with the NoOner show. And then Friday night, we're going to watch the slap fights if you're
Damn
down.
straight.
I'm going to watch the
Damn
slap fights.
straight.
And anybody who wants to watch them with me, well, that, you know, I like, is invited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I figured it'll be fun if we do a kind of a watch along kind of.
Well, I'd plan on it anyway. I was gonna do it on YouTube. So I mean, if you're gonna do it, I'll just join you.
Yeah, we'll be doing it. So it'll be fun, man. And I might have a special guest. I'm gonna see if he can come in and watch it, and we'll see. Michael Mann, you know Michael Mann.
Oh yeah,
Michael Mann is down. So yeah. And I know Superfan is gonna be there in the mix. What would be cool?
he would, but no, do not count on shit that night.
No, I know.
Because he's gonna be like this. No, he's gonna be like this, bro. He's always like this at the matches. Exactly.
Yeah. Fair enough. But the cool part is
dead still.
I
focus,
do know
you
I do know that there's a lot of cleanup time in between matches. You know what I mean? It can be
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
20,
yeah, yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
where you're just sitting there and music's playing and people are
Yeah.
bullshitting.
You might be
And
able to catch.
I'm hoping I get a call in. You know what I mean? He'll call
Yeah.
in, he'll hit the link and be like, "What up, guys? I'm live here. It's badass. Pop, pop, pop."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know
That'd
they
be
actually
cool.
encourage that at Power Slap. Yeah, doing TikToks and stuff. So
Well, yeah, and then, yeah, I mean, there's a hotel lobby. There's a hotel balcony. I mean, you don't even got to. You ain't even got to do it. There's the parking lot. I love the parking lot.
heck yeah,
You know what I'm
heck
saying?
yeah, yeah.
If you
I
were
love-
me, I'd be like, I'm coming live from Fontainebleau parking lot, level
Agreed.
4.
No, I agree.
TA. So yeah.
That's word. All right, guys, thank you so much. This has been that NoOner Show, Ep 8. We missed you. We're glad you're back. We're going to be bringing you more this week, so stay tuned. Friday's going to be a busy one. Tomorrow I'll be doing a show. Guys, thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed it. And we were going to do a Power Slap, but we've talked so much about Power Slap. We don't need to talk about Power Slap anymore. We're going to come back tomorrow with some hot Power Slap info for you. And for you get the pews, because we love you. That's the card, man. I'm Slapmaster Mike, and we are out.
Oh boy!